Day 8 revision. Let's do this. Remember to have a piece of paper and a pencil. Remember to follow with me or work ahead, but then listen to how the calculations are done, especially if you got them wrong. Because just going, oh, that's the answer, is not going to help you. Always do things that are going to help you get something right or understand something. Right, questions 1 to 5. I've learned from last time. I've now got a little curtain. I'm going to make my writing slightly larger. 200 plus what? 200 plus what plus 7 equals 247. In 247, you get 200, 40, and 7. I'm going to write it. It's 200 plus 40 plus 7. If I split this up, if I partition the numbers up, 200, 40, and 7. That's my hundreds, that's my tens, and that's my unit over there. So 200 plus, so 200 is in the question, 7 is in the question. What's not in the question? It's 40. So it's 200 plus 40 plus 7. 472 plus 335. 472, 385. Add them all together. 2 plus 5 is 7. 7 plus 8 is 15. Put the 10 in the next column. In the next place value, 4 plus 3 is 7, plus 1 is 8. 472 plus 385 is 857. Okay, next question. 252 minus 171. Minus means take away, means subtract. 252 minus 171. And the column method is going to be absolutely fine. 2 minus 1 is 1. 5 minus 7. I have 5 sweets, and someone wants to take 7 from me. Can't do it. Sorry, I can't do that. I'm going to have to borrow from next door. I'm going to knock on next door. So you're going to take one from there, please? And now I've got 15. 15, someone takes 7 from me. That's absolutely fine. 15 minus 7 is 8. And then 1 minus 1 is 0. I don't put a dot there because then it looks like a place. It looks like a decimal point. And that is 81. Next question is 8 times 3. 8 times 3. 8. 16. 24. The third multiple is 24. Or you can go 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21. I don't know how far I'm going. 24. And then we're going to go... Let's just write another one just in case. Because even though I just write them all down here, I can say that's the first multiple. I'm going to write them in a different colour. Make it look fancy. Second multiple. Third multiple. Fourth multiple. Fifth. Sixth. 7th, 8. The 8th multiple of 3 is 24. Or you could use your fingers, which is probably what you were doing earlier anyway. So the 8 times 3 is 24. 12 divided by 4. Okay, so this one, I mean, using a method here is not going to be helpful. So we're going to, and I'm just thinking now more along the lines of year 3. So we're going to have 4 different groups. I'm going to just circle them, 4 different groups where we're going to put 12 things in, if that makes sense. So let's say these are 4 bags, and we're going to put 12, again, sweet. I must be all over the sweeties at the moment. We're going to put 12 sweets in. Just going to put just big enough for me to dot them in. So I'm going to put 1 sweet in that bag, 1 sweet in that bag, 1 sweet in that bag, because we're sharing. Divide is all about sharing. So can you see I've put 4 sweets in the 4 bags? I have 12 sweets. I should just take the rest and run and eat them all by myself? No, I'm going to actually have to share all these out, unfortunately. So let's go 2 in that one, 2 in that one, 2 in that one, and 2 in that one. So now I've got 2, 4, 6, 8 sweets in 4 bags. Have I got 12 yet? No. Got to keep going. So I'm going to start counting now, because if I get to 12, I need to stop. So I'm going to say 9, 10, 11, 12. Straight for 12. So now, how many are in each bag? That's what I have to find out. How many sweets are in each bag? There's 3 in that one, 3 in that one, 3 in that one, 3 in that one. I was able to share 3 sweets into each bag. Now moving on to the other questions. I'm going to drag this down to number 10. What plus 50 plus 7 equals 357? So again, I'm going to do it earlier. I'm going to take the 357, and I'm going to say 357 is made up of I'm going to write that again. 357 is made up of 300. It's made up of 50. And it's made up of 7. That's way too big. It's made up of 7. In the question, I've got 7 and I've got 50. So that missing box is going to be 300. 300 plus 50 plus 7 equals 357. All right, next question. The sum of these two numbers. The sum, that's the important bit. What is sum? It's always plus. So when someone says, hello, we're going to do a sum today, and it's a subtraction or it's a multiplication or a division, say, no, that's incorrect, because sum is only addition. Remember that. So we're going to take the largest numbers on the top. The largest number is the first number mentioned anyway, 8, 4, 6, 3. And we're going to go 9, 6, 4. We're going to add the two together. 3 plus 4 is 7, 6 plus 6 is 12. 5 plus 9 is 14. 8 plus 1 is 9. Did I go too fast? 3 plus 4 is 7. 6 plus 6 is 12. 4 plus 9 is 13 plus 1 is 14. 8 plus 1 is 9. 9, 4, 2, 7. Okay, 4, 4, 4 multiplied by 5. Lots of 4s. All the 4s. Multiplied is times. That's vocab that would be nice and easy to understand. 4, 4, 4 times 5. I'd usually write the lines, by the way, but I'm just not doing it because they're not going to be neat and accurate anyway. 5 times 4 is 20. Okay, the 2 goes in the next place value. The 20 goes in the next place value as a leftover amount. We don't times 5 and 4. We go times 4 and then we add the 2 afterwards. 5 times 4 is 20 plus 2 is 22. 5 times 4 again, because it's the same question, is 20. And again, we're going to add 22. Let me just 100% check. 2,220. Always good practice to add your comma in to show your understanding of the place values. Question 10. 716 divided by 4. We use our bus stop method for this one over here. 4 goes into 7. Let's go. 4, 8. Oh, it's too far. So it only goes in once. However, 4 goes into 4 times 1 is 4. So there's quite a few to get to 7. We've got 5, 6, and 7. So there's 3 left over, and that becomes now 31. 4, 8, 12, 16. I've got my fingers out. Count my fingers. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32. 32 is too far because it goes over 31. So I'm going to go back. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28. And that's 7. So that's 4 times 8, which is 28. So 4 times 7, 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28. Yeah, it's 4 times 7. Got myself lost there, which is 28. And then you've got 29. I've got my fingers again. I've got my fingers up. Get your fingers up and count. 29, 30, 31. That's 3 left over. And that becomes 36. And then 4 going into 36, which is, again, you've got your fingers up, or you know this completely already. 4, 8, 12, 16, 22, 4, 28, 32, 36, which is the 9th multiple. 4 times 9 is 36. And the answer is 179. Because I had a bit of a blip there earlier. Just going to 100% check that I've got that right. Yes, it's 179. And we move over to the next 5. Okay. It's the same questions as earlier. We've got 12 plus what plus 0.001. It's a bit more difficult now because they've got decimal places. I suppose if you're going to go into year 5, I don't know how I'm going to explain this. I'm not going to entertain just having to. You're going to have to start partitioning the numbers in your head. You can write 10 plus 2 plus 8, 0.8 plus 0.0 plus 0.001. But here, what I would do is I would just eliminate them on the question. So you see how there's 12 there. So you're not going to need that 12. So I'd get rid of that. You've got 0.01. So that's there already. So you're basically finding out what is going to be the number that is missing. I'm going to write it just bigger here so it's easier for you to understand. 12.801. And what I'm going to say is which numbers digits missing so that I need to add to this number sentence. I don't need 12. I'm going to use a different color. I don't need 12. And I don't need 0.01. And this 0 is not going to add anything. So it's just this place value over here. Use your place value hats and caps. That will help you. So it's units, 1/10, 100th, and 1,000. That's going to be relevant because I'm not going to use those. I'm just looking at what this place value over here. So it's 8/10 that is missing from this question. So The answer is going to be 0.8. 2 plus 5 plus 2 plus 5 plus 2 plus 5. You can either add this in the column method 1 by 1 by 1. You can either go 2.5 plus 2.5 and then have 5 and then add 2.5. You could do it in your head. What's 2 plus 1.5 plus 2.5? It is 5. Add another 2.5 and it is 7.5. Or you could do 2.5 and it's being multiplied by 3 because there's 3 of them. So you've got 3 2.5s. That's what multiplication is. 3 groups of it. And go 5 times 3 is 15. 3 times 2 is 6 plus 1 is 7. Don't forget the decimal point, and you've got 7.5 over there. But then I'm expecting you to, I mean, you can calculate it, but also if you could do this in your head, that's not bad at all. You've got to take that away from 105,003, 10,503. Now, when you're doing subtraction, you have to have the larger number at the top. I always have the larger number at the top, just in case, but I think with subtraction, you definitely need to make sure that is the case, unless you're going into negative numbers or something like that. 1,010. And then we're going to do our calculation. 3 minus 0 is 3. 0 take a 1, 1. You can't take 1 away from nothing. So you need to say 10 minus 1, which is 9. 4 minus 0 is 4. You got 4. You take away nothing. It's 4. 0 minus 1, again, I have to borrow, because otherwise I'm not going to have anything to give. 10 minus 1 is 9. 9493. Let me just 100% check. 9493. Good. Number 14, 5792. 5792 times 5. 5 times 2 is 10. 9 times 5 is 41 plus 1 is 46. 5 times 7 is 35 plus 4 is 39. And 5 times 5 is 25 plus 3 is 28. We've got 28,960. Let me just check quickly. 28,960. Yay. And how many sixes are in 456? How many sixes can go into 456? So you need to make sure that understanding what the actual operation to use here is very, very important. So it's how many sixes in it. So the number's going to be smaller. It's not going to be larger than 456. You're not going to just be subtracting 6 from 456. It's saying how many groups of 6 are going to be in there. So that is division. So that's the hardest bit, is deciding on what operation that is. So it's division, and then from here it's really simple. 6 can't go into 4, my poorly written 4. So it's going to be 6 into 45. 6 into 45, 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36, 42. So it's going to be 7 times. 7 times 6 is 42. So how many left over? 43, 1 finger up, 44, 2 fingers up, 45. So there's going to be 3 left over, and then 6 goes into 36 6 times. So that means the answer is 76. Quick check. Yes. Moving into the 6 questions. Let's move them down. 16 to 20. And again, a missing number question. I'm just going to do the exact same as what I mentioned in year 5, but I'm going to do it even quicker. I'm going to write this number out. And I'd say write the hats and caps. Even in year 6, write your hats and caps. Always write your hats and caps if you're not 100% sure. So we're going to find out which one hasn't been added. So that number, that 100th has been added, as you can see there. That's 10th, that's been added. So it's just the unit that hasn't been added, so the answer is 7. Did that a little bit quicker because you're in year 6. That's why I did it quicker. Combine a combination of 2 things. A combination of 1 and 1 is 2, so it's going to be adding. So we're going to add 8, 7, 5, 0. And we're going to add 1, 2, 5, 0. Oh, I should probably talk through this. 0 plus 0 is 0. 5 plus 5 is 10. It's not 0. But I can't put a place value larger than a unit in there, so I have to put the 10 over here. Then I've got 7 plus 2, which is 9. Plus 1 is 10. And then I'm going to go 1 plus 1, 8 is 9. Plus 1 is 10 again. Oh, my word. And that's 10,000. Is that answer 10,000? Yeah, wow. So the answer there is 10,000. And then we've got 3.49 times 5. Don't be upset or scared of the decimal point. Ignore the decimal point. It does not matter. It is just going to be there. It's going to be 2 decimal places in the question. It's going to be 2 decimal places. So as you can see over here, I always say to my children, you're doing multiplication with a decimal number. 1, 2. There's 2 decimal places. And you can either add it later or you can add it now. I'm just going to put that there now because it will be 2 decimal places. 5 times 9 is 45. And you're going to put the 4 there. 5 times 4 is 20. 20 plus 4 is 24. 2 goes over here. 5 times 3 is 15 plus 2 is 17. 2 decimal places, look, 4, 5. There's 2 decimal there's 2 places after the decimal. That's what decimal places are. So 17.45 should be the answer if I check it. Yay, I've got them all right so far. Through the course of this, I could get questions wrong, so I apologize. But at the moment, I think I'm doing pretty well. I think I left out number 18. I'm really sorry. Number 18, 324 less than 10,000. Is it 10,000? Yeah, it's 10,000. So let's write 10,000 down. 10,000. How do I know 10,000? Because look, there's 3 place values before the 1,000. Units, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000, 100,000. I'll put a decimal point there. Decimal point. Place value, comma. Goodness me, not decimal point. We're going to take away 324 because there's 324 less than that amount. So the 324 is going to be below. Goodness me. We can't borrow. We can't. Okay, I'm going to explain through how to do this for those who might struggle. 0 take away 4. If you have 0 sweets, and you take, I keep saying this, it must be really annoying, but it's going to get in your head. If you have 0 sweets, and you want to take 4 away from you, you can't give them 4 sweets. They can't let someone take 4 sweets away from nothing. So you need to go to the next place value and borrow. Oh my word. You can't because the value is 0. Same in the next one. The value is 0. Now, you don't just give up. You keep going all the way until you can actually borrow. Finally, over here, I can borrow from this 10,000. Now, I'm not going to borrow from the 10,000 and go all the way back to the unit because then it'd be 1,000 minus 4. So that just doesn't work. So we need to keep borrowing back down the place values. So I'm going to give this 10 over here. And then I'm going to borrow from this 10. And that's going to be 9. I'm going to give this one 10 because I borrowed. But then I need to borrow to give this place value 1. So that's going to become 9. And then that's going to become 10. I need to give that 10 to the units. So I need to borrow. That's going to become 9. And that's going to become 10. Now stop now because you don't want to borrow anymore. You don't need to. 10 minus 4 is 4. 9 minus 2 is 7. 9 minus 3 is 6. 9 minus nothing is 9. Not whatever I just did there. No, go forward. 9 minus nothing is 9. And then 0 minus nothing is just 0. So the answer should be 9,674. It's not 74. I hope you got that answer earlier. I hope you realized my mistake earlier. That was a microphone that I was looking to buy. I don't know why that came on my screen. 10 minus 4 is not 4, Mr. Blom. That is horrific. 10 minus 4 is 6. So you might have been absolutely losing the plot with me as I was going through the question because I said 10 minus 4 is 4. As you can see, it's always this is really important. It's always possible to make mistakes in maths, but checking and making sure it's all right is very, very important. Now, I might have cheated a bit by checking the actual answer sheet, but you can go back and do either. I think for this question, doing the inverse is really going to help you. So doing the answer you get plus 324, you should get an answer of 10,000. But let's just finish this question. 9 minus 2 is 7. 9 minus 3 is 6. 9 minus nothing is 9. And 0 minus nothing is 0. And that should be 9676. There you go. Okay. We got there in the end. And I believe we've done that one, we've done that one. I think we've done them all. We just got to do number 20, which is divide 3 by 8. Yay, we get to do this again. So it's not 8 by 3. That's the first thing you need to realize. It's not going to be 3 in here and then 8 in here. It's going to be 8 on the larger number is going to be on the outside because it's a smaller number divided by a larger number. And then the 3 on the inside. Just want to get rid of this decimal place looking thing. 3 divided by 8 is actually looks like this. It's the fraction 3 over 8. So if anyone had to ask you, like in a quiz or something, what is 3 over 8 as a decimal? Don't despair. There actually is an answer on how to do that. Okay, so let's do this. Of course, you can't go 8 into 3. However, you can go 8 into a larger number than 8. And how do we make the 3 a larger number? We use place value. We create placeholders into the decimal points. Have I changed the number 3 by adding these zeros? No, I haven't. 3.000 is the exact same as saying 3. So I can go 8 into now 30. 8, 16, 24. 32 is going to be too much, so it's going to be 3. 8, 16, 24. 24 to 30 is 6. So my leftover amount is 60. My leftover amount is 6, which becomes 60. Here we go again. So 8 times 5 is 40. 8 times 6 is 48. Okay, 8 times 7 is 56. My class, we try and get 8 times 7 right. So 8 times 7 is 56. So that's going to be the 7th multiple of 8. And I'm going to go from 56 to 60. 57, 58, 59, 60. That's 4. So the remainder is 4 because 8 times 7 is 56 and I need to get to 60. 8 goes into 40. Oh, it goes perfectly. It goes 5 times because 8 times 5 is 40. The answer is not 375. I didn't put a decimal point. And just because there's no number here, there's always a number in the unit value. Always. You need to put your 0 there. So the answer is 3.75. Oh, 0.375. I think I lost it a bit when I got that other question wrong. So the answer is 0.375. I hope that was helpful.